Well, I think that salespeople are more attuned to it because they've already made cold calls. They've already tried trolling LinkedIn to try to get a lead. Um, they already have all the skills. They just have to reorient them to this process. It's not like it's brand new. This is about making a sale. Oh, well, it's about making a sale with you live. Oh, I'm good at that. Okay, well, then just put it into another medium.
This is the Sales Babble Podcast, episode 355, Virtual Selling in Person, an interview with returning guest Jeffrey Gitomer.
Welcome to Sales Babble, the podcast that shares selling secrets for non-sellers. And now your host, Pat Helmers.
Hello, Sales Babblers. This is Pat Helmers. And today we've got a returning guest, Jeffrey Gitomer, the king of sales. He's got a new book out, and he talks about the power of virtual selling in person. And what I'm talking about here is video email, podcasting, video-based webinars, and video-based sales calls. I just read something the other day about the pandemic and that how technology adoption had been sped up by 10 years because of it. Selling as we know it has been changed forever. So, if you're not using these technologies, this is the episode for you. So, with no further ado, let's get to it. Welcome, Jeffrey. Are you ready to babble?
I'm ready to rock.
Actually, I should have said, are you ready? Welcome back, Jeffrey. Are you ready to babble? Because I was just looking at it. The last time you visited Sales Babble was in October 2018.
Oh
And
my
we
God.
were talking about your book about Napoleon Hill. Remember that?
Yep, I do. That's how we actually met because I think I had an agency of some kind that was working on getting me podcasts. But since I've done them, so many people like them that I get invited back with the same people without the agency.
Right. Well, but your folks reached out to me and they said, "Would you like to have him on the podcast?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I thought about it for like 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool.
But actually, we're not going to talk about that. We're actually going to talk about your new book, which is Go Live, Turn Virtual Connections into Paying Customers.
And for those of you who are only on audio, which I think is all of you, I'm holding up a copy of the book.
I got it in my hand.
You can go to Amazon and get you one. They're very inexpensive. Even if you're a cheap bastard, they're inexpensive. And many of you are, as you know. But the challenge for now is selling has taken on literally a brand new model since COVID, where everyone has been forced to go virtual. And this is a book about how to turn those virtual connections into paying customers. Couldn't be more timely.
It couldn't be more timely. And it's not like this is a topic that hasn't been around before.
No.
But we're just not going to the Chamber of Commerce meetings and association meetings and conferences. And we're just not going to those places anymore to build our network.
You will be going back to them eventually, but only about half of the way you used to do it. I mean, think about it. If you're a traveling sales guy and you're listening to this, your travel has either been eliminated or cut by at least 50%. So you have no choice but to go virtual. And this book will give you ideas about how to be better virtually so that when I connect with you, I don't see your closet door or your unmade bed.
Dog barking.
Well,
Cat.
dog barking. You may actually hear my dog barking, but I mean, you expect to see a little kid come up to their father's computer and put his or her head right in front of it, correct? Sideways.
I've seen that many times in the past year.
Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay with you not looking your professional best. People don't understand background sticks in the mind of the customer. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing, and this guy looks like he just came in from a barbecue.
Now, we've been talking about like Zoom and Google Meets and stuff like that. Is the
Mhm.
is the conference telephone call dead?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say yeah. There are several companies out there. There's a company called Uber Conference. They're pretty darn good. They're connected with a company called Dialpad, and that's the guy that invented Google Voice. And it's pretty sophisticated, and you can do it video or not or audio. A lot of people just want to get together with a meeting with their team, and they don't want video. And for that, it's perfect. But from a customer perspective, I have not done a customer call on a conference line in 2 years, nor will I ever do it again. There's no reason to. Video rocks.
Video rocks. How come?
Well, it shows you the emotion. First of all, it shows you your surroundings. So you have to create an impression that's a good one. It doesn't have to be the Taj Mahal, but it has to be nice and clean and comfortable. I need to relate to you through your surrounding. And second of all, I need to know the emotion of you, that you're into this and not simply talking to me. I want to see how you feel. I want to feel your emotion, and I can get that in a video in a heartbeat. And I cannot get it in a text or even in a conference.
No, you can't. Now, I've done an awful lot of selling over the telephone, though. I'm pretty good at hearing emotion
Mm-hmm.
if you authentically listen.
No argument with
But
that.
but I will all say this too. I have like decades of experience. I think a lot of people have been thrown into the deep water in the last year.
Hold on, somebody's at my door. Can I help you? Oh, cool. That's the greatest. Thank you very. Hi, Michelle. How are you? I apologize, Patrick.
This is so professional. I'd never buy anything from you.
Exactly. I wouldn't expect you to. I do take credit cards, though.
Oh,
My old voicemail used to say, please leave your American Express card number and that expiration date, and I'll get right back to you. And people left their numbers. I literally I had to quit doing it. I now have
what
my
what
buddy
optimistic
Steve.
and positive people. What optimistic and positive people.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I use my buddy Steve Rizzo can do all Three Stooges voices, and he made me a customized voicemail with Mo, Larry, and Curly, and it's hysterical. And people will call me and say, "Hey, could you not answer your phone because my friend wants to hear your voicemail?" Isn't that crazy?
I like good messages. If you call me up, I'll say, I'm not here right now, but if you get a moment, babble me,
Oh,
something like
cool.
that. And
Babbel is
it always
foreign.
cracks people. Always cracks people up.
There's a big foreign language company called Babbel, right?
I know. Every so often they reach out to me and they want to stop their subscriptions, and I'm like, wrong company.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, I use them. I can speak some German, and I used them, uh, and they never let you go. Once I quit, they tell me I'm their friend forever, like Netflix.
Anyway, to get back, we were talking about the power of video and how you believe it has value over a telephone call.
Video shows emotion. Video shows who you are. Video shows your eye contact. And basically, video shows your humanity. And if I see your humanity, I feel better about you. I'm more willing to connect with you. Yeah, I like that guy. And you don't like them over the phone as much as you like them on a video. It's plain and simple.
But your book's a lot more than salespeople using video,
Yes.
for their sales calls.
Yeah, I tried to some experts who could be more specific about some things that you could do. So I have some some people doing live broadcasting. I have people doing podcasting and talking about how to be comfortable. I actually have my wife who was so reluctant to do video when it started, and now she's amazing at it because she got comfortable and practiced.
Just like any other skill, it's
Right.
going to be difficult at first. It's going to be frustrating. You're not going to know what to do, but but if you keep at it and you just learn that little 10% and get super comfortable at 10%, then you get the other 10 and another 10, and before you know it, you're an expert.
You stop a cab driver in New York City and say, "Hey, how do I get to Carnegie Hall?" And the cab driver says, "Practice."
Practice. Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's the essence of it. I've been lucky. I've been doing video for more than 20 years, and as a result of it, I'm good at it now. I can read. I'm comfortable. I'm enthusiastic. I know how to pose, poise, pause, everything, and I have it to a point where I'm damn good at it. But most people are still uncomfortable with it because it was forced on you. And the fact that it was forced on you was a good thing because of the COVID, whatever. But now you have a brand new skill to master in 2021, and you better, because if you don't, someone else will.
Hmm. So, what's some advice you have for people who are starting to dip their toe into doing videos? Like you'll see people do them on LinkedIn and
Oh, well, rule number one
whatnot.
would be stay out of New Jersey. That's a joke. Um, but this is the real challenge. If you're just starting, there's a company that I have chosen. It's called Hippo Video, HIPPO VIDEO, one word. And if you go to the URL usehippovideo.com, they will give you 7 free days of their entire platform. So you can start to make videos and then coach yourself. The key to video is you look at it and you hate it. Well, you have to do it until you don't hate it anymore. And you can make 1,000 videos in 7 days until you really start to like yourself. The key is repetition. And if you go to usehippovideo.com, you will have the ability to go on, and I've actually recorded for them about 70 training videos on how to use videos in different situations. But the challenge is I can't coach you better than you can coach yourself. That's the key. And when you do that, when you coach yourself, you totally win every time.
Like, what would be an example video that people could start with?
An introduction. Hi, my name's Bob. You may not know me from a sack of potatoes, but I'm the guy that fixes your air conditioner every year. Or I'm the person that fixes your copy machine. Or I'm the person that sold you that car 3 years ago. Something that allows the customer to feel comfortable. With Hippo, you can actually insert a video into an email so that it becomes alive rather than text like, "Hi, my name's Bob. You may not remember me, but I'm going to delete that email. But if it's a
So
video,
this is
I may play it."
like similar to Loom. Like I had a guy from Loom on the
Exactly.
podcast once.
Yeah. Loom, though, is more instructional. This is more of a message.
Yeah, that's how Loom was using it. They were inserting them into emails as kind of a cold email,
Yeah.
and yeah, and you would hold up a sign, "Hey, Pat," so it looks like it's authentic, right? So
Mhm.
stuff like that.
The Hippo is very, very sophisticated. You can actually they have if you when you join the whole thing, they have a program that you can leave a blank name and it will know your voice and it will insert the name of the person to where it sounds customized. It's scary. I mean, it's
Mm,
scary and it's good.
an audio mail merge.
Yeah. So be
Yeah.
prepared for the fact that technology is going to jump ahead and you better be ready for it. Because if you're not, you're going to be beat by somebody who is ready.
Is it true though? I haven't seen any metrics on this that prospects are more likely to connect with you if they see a video versus an email or
Totally.
a cold
I can tell.
cold phone call.
I do a Facebook Live every morning at 9:59. There's about 1,000 people on every morning. And I'm going to tell you that the response that I've gotten from people that use video is unbelievable. I'm going to give you an example. I told everybody this year, instead of sending a Christmas card that people either tape up on the wall or throw away, send a video about how sincere you are about your relationship with them. One that just goes right to Bob and Mary. The responses were unbelievable. So I'm going to tell you that if you tap into that emotion, Patrick, and you win.
Fascinating. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Now, there's another side of this that speaks to me. You're also a proponent of podcasting because not only do I have a podcast, and I've had a podcast for a long time, but I have a media company called Habanero Media, and I help B2B companies start interviews-based podcasts to, boost their authority, their brand, their influence, and overall trust, because that's what really boosts, prospects into buying from you. You're all about podcasting too, right?
Yep. My wife and I have a podcast called Sell or Die. We started it about 4 years ago. We now have about 2.5 million downloads because we present authentic short messages. We don't have a podcast more than 30 minutes ever. We talk about what's current and what's accurate, or we have guests that are powerful. And we are killing it. I mean, we use a third party to edit and post, but we do something with our podcast, Patrick, that I think your audience needs to understand. When you have the podcast, it shouldn't just sit there. We take the content and repurpose it so that little snippets can go up on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram in order to be able to boost the exposure of the podcast, and it works.
How can salespeople aren't marketing people? A lot of this, we're dipping our toe on the marketing side of selling. How can salespeople approach this? Because it's not like they've got lots of times they can't even talk to the marketing department, and they certainly don't have all the skills of a marketing department. How can salespeople do this on their own in their prospecting?
Well, I think that salespeople are more attuned to it because they've already made cold calls. They've already tried trolling LinkedIn to try to get a lead. They already have all the skills. They just have to reorient them to this process. It's not like it's brand new. This is about making a sale. Oh, well, it's about making a sale with you live. Oh, I'm good at that. Okay, well, then just put it into another media.
Right. This is really about them just being authentic to who they are already and what they do already.
Right. And using a platform that they may not be comfortable with, but in a month, they'll be a maven.
And the interesting thing about this is these salespeople, they know exactly who their ideal client is. They're not like marketing people trying to struggle with who's my avatar and all that kind of stuff, right? They know who buys and who doesn't buy.
And I don't want to insult marketing people, but let me give it a try. Marketing people are more concerned with what your PMS number is than the color of your logo than they are with making a solid connection emotionally and intellectually with a potential customer. Period. They're so out of touch that they still put fax numbers on business cards.
You probably perturbed a few people.
I don't care. I mean, I'm trying to help them. And I'm trying to say, look, get with the real world. The real world is video. The real world is virtual. And the real world is having an emotionally connecting message. If you don't have that, you're going to lose to someone who does. And when I get that message, Patrick, I better be able to Google you, go online, and find some social proof.
Yeah, because people do that.
Yeah. So if you're in the marketing department, just how about focus on social proof? You can do that.
Right. That goes to that whole notion that 60% of the sale happens before the
Of
buyer ever
course,
talks to
maybe more.
somebody.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe it's. I think that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is now? So it's all about, is your company credible? Is the seller credible?
Right.
Before they know whether your product or service is credible, they're going to look at those other two first.
Of course.
Yeah. Where doesn't this work? Is there a place where this doesn't work? Like some
Yeah.
industries or
It doesn't work in the marketing department because they don't know how to use it.
that's who I help. That's my clients are often marketing departments.
And they
They don't know how
need
to.
it.
Yeah.
You have a great market because everyone needs it. Every single person. Hi, you don't know me, but I don't want to know. I'm not a feature benefit company anymore. I'm not a bragging company about how great we are and how long we've been in business and what my corporate colors are and what my mission statement is. Your mission statement is a bunch of bullshit you couldn't even say if I put a gun to your head. So I want something real. I want something that a customer can relate to.
I was thinking like, B2B versus B2C, or maybe various industries, manufacturing versus
No, first of
pharmaceuticals.
all, everything will work if you put it into the niche that you're trying to convey to. Anything. You have to make it customized. But I don't want to know about a pill. I want to know about who recovered from it. I want to know about what actually happened. I mean, look at drug companies' commercials now. It's all family, people going skiing, having a good time. You think they just came up with that, or do you think they came up with it because it works? And so the challenge for a salesperson is be yourself, create something authentic, and make it emotionally connectable. And you're good. You're good to go.
So why don't you tell people how they can find you, how they can connect with you, and repeat how they can get your book here, go live.
Yeah, go to Amazon.com and enter Go Live Book, and that'll get you there right away. It is $20, easy to buy, easy to read, fun to read. Actually, you can buy it audio, you can buy Kindle, or you can buy the book. And most of my customers will tend to buy two. They'll buy an audio and the book, the hardbound book. Because they're going on vacation or whatever. People like to listen or people like to read on a Kindle.
This is a gorgeous book too. This is just really well laid out. Man, your graphic designers rock.
You know why? We don't use my publisher's graphic designer. I have my own graphic designer. Somebody who's designed the last 11 books of mine, and he's amazing.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Napoleon Hill book. It's a similar style.
Same designer.
Yeah.
Same designer.
Yeah, it's really, really great. And if people want to connect with you, Jeffrey, where would they go?
Just go to Gitomer.com. Gitomer. Actually, if you go to Gitomer.com and a / Insiders Club, one word, that'll share with you how you can get all my stuff. Gitomer.com / Insiders Club.
Awesome. I really appreciate you visiting again here in Babylon, Jeffrey. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, Patrick, anytime. Sorry for the maintenance interruptions, but we all have a life.
We do indeed.
In the meantime, you take care of yourself.
So as you heard on that interview, I was pretty quick to jump on podcasting because I believe podcasting is the new blogging. And Habanero Media, my podcasting agency, helps B2B companies create interview-based podcasts. It's all about building brand, authority, influence, and trust. It's a way for you to stand out from your competition. It's a way for you to get leads. And it's a way for you to really improve your ability to sell your products and services. If you think this might be a fit for your company, why don't you give me a call? Why don't you send me an email? Why don't we just have a little video chat, see if it's a good fit, and if so, then you can maybe introduce me to your marketing. If not, I get that too, but I would love to chat with you. If you go to the homepage at salesbabble.com, in the top right corner, there is a link that says Babble Me. Click on that, and that will come right to me. Also, too, that's where you're going to find the show notes for this episode, 355. And you can find links to Jeffrey's that Jeffrey mentioned at jeffreygitomer.com/insidersclub. Really some really great stuff there. And links to his book on Amazon. If you have any other questions about this episode or any other episode that we've had in the past, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to hear from you. That's all I've got for this week, folks. Until next week, take care and have a highly successful and a profitable selling day.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Babble podcast. Find us at www.salesbabble.com.
This is a production of Habanero Media.